On today's episode, you're going to learn the formula to ignite the rock star within you. That's right. I love my guest today. He talks about his journey and his inspired mission and how he helps entrepreneurs around the world with his gift. And what I love when he shares his message is that, he had a vision. And sometimes when you have a vision, it shows up in a different form. So I love the story today, and I love the vision and what he's sharing with everyone. So if you've ever had a dream, I'm here to tell you, do not give up on yourself. Stay true to who you are, and you just have to go for it. And let's rock and roll.
Frankie Lee, dimmi, quale senso della vita?
The meaning of life is to live la dolce vita, which is the formula for fabulous living.
Hi, my name is Heather Picken, and welcome to the La Dolce Vita Show, the formula for fabulous living. I'm the catalyst in helping you to be more confident, create your dream business, and attract elite clients and live a fabulous life. Here's Heather helping you to upgrade your life to
Fabulous. Upgrade your life to fabulous. Right, Frankie? You're fabulous.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the La Dolce Vita Show, the formula for fabulous living. I love interviewing inspiring entrepreneurs all over the world that have a formula. That's right. There's a formula for success, and the formula is unique to what you love doing the most. And I love my guest today. His name is Fizz. He goes by Fizz, right?
Right.
Did I get that right?
Yep.
And he's going to share his motivational, what I call motivational rock star, how he ignited his own mission and purpose, and how he helps people with his passion for music. So, Fizz, thank you so much for being my guest today.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, and I love it, because I'm always looking for people that I feel like really stand out, when I'm looking for guests that have a unique expression, with what they're doing and how they're showing up in the world, whether it be in Facebook, whatever, social media platform. And I found Fizz, and I'm like, come on my show, because I've been watching you, and I think what you have is really unique, and you've got this great talent that you share with the world, and I know you're up to fabulous things. But before we kind of dive into that, I think it's really important. This is what I'm all about and what I teach people, is that the foundational formula to really living a fabulous life is understanding that it's a journey, it's a process, and you're going to have some roadblocks along the way. So, one of my first questions is what are some of the challenges that you had to overcome in your journey as this motivational rock star?
Well, I'd say the number one challenge is the environment not being supportive of somebody achieving rock starish, somebody being able to live their life and their dreams. Growing up in a blue collar home, more of a, I'd say even lower middle class family, blue collar work, that sort of thing. Not really supporting dreaming and making your dreams come true. So, but I've always had a clear vision of who I am and what I'm here to do. So even though I had an environment, still do want to sometimes too, because artists, when we're out there plugging away, and many artists don't have the proper representation, there's quite a lot to do. So one thing that I teach, and I teach this in my book, Ignite the Rock Star Within, is when you're clear about who you are and what your soul purpose is, that really does help you get through the hurdles the most, is when you're clear on your intention and who you are.
I love that. And let's kind of elaborate on that, because there are so many people that are listening or watching, and I want to invite everyone right now, if you're listening to iTunes, hop over to heatherpicken.com, because you can watch this in video format, which is always exciting. But, you know, the biggest thing is, you know, knowing who you are. I like what you said, like knowing who you are. And when you know who you are, that's when you really ignite. If we're following, you know, what your book says, you're igniting that magnificence that everyone has inside of them. Yet sometimes what happens is people either subordinate to authority figures, whether it be their parents, or they're following other people and being a cookie cutter version instead of following what is most authentic and most unique in their vision. So have you ever had someone look at you and say, gosh, you know, what are you doing, Fiz? Like, you're kind of crazy.
Oh, all the time. I mean, I would say all the time, but I'd still say, obviously, I mean, you could tell just by the way I'm dressed right now that I stand out. Well, as you said, I stood out to you. And to me, this is my business card. And I say, like,
Right.
my next book is going to be Physisms, where I do quotes. And one of my quotes is, all the world's a stage. So I dress that way. And it's like, when I go out, I want to stand out. So I flip that around for people that might have a problem with people saying things about them feeling uncomfortable because they're different. Like, I encourage that. And if you're standing out, and then another one of my physisms is something about the fact that if people around you don't think you're crazy, you're playing too small.
Exactly.
So it's like, you know, all the greatest people on the planet, you look throughout history, people that have changed the world, people thought they were crazy, you know, whether it's scientists, whether it's a spiritual master like Yeshua, who everyone calls Jesus. You're talking about very advanced thinking people that think out of the box. They don't even live by a box. There is no box in their world. They're just operating on a whole other level. And so that's the level I like to play with, like these multiple dimensions, what most of you would consider a crazy person. That's where I like to play.
I love it. And I really believe, like, your true genius, your true expression is really birthed, you know, out of just being who you are, following that vision, and being really clear. I like what you said earlier, is that you have to be clear on the vision, because if you're not, then what happens is you're going to attract someone or something into your life, you know, that is going to be a roadblock and a challenge. So has there any been, you know, because a lot of times I find, you know, and there's this quote that I love saying, although we seek support in our values and what we're inspired to do, it's those people in our lives that challenge us, that make us grow. So we need both. It's necessary, you know, for us to grow on the border of support and challenge. So who has challenged you, or maybe you've had a challenging situation in your journey of being this motivational rock star? What are some of those moments that you can share with our audience? Like, what was the challenge and how did you break through it?
Well, the whole reason why I created the Motivational Rock Star is because I had a clear vision of who I am ever since I was a little boy. I had this ritual, and I would usually play Beatles albums and close my eyes and picture myself being a rock star, and it was always associated with healing the world. So I had this whole vision in my mind that I'm going to do it like the Beatles did. I'm going to record a CD like I did, and I've actually got Paul McCartney's drummer from the Wings on the CD. And then I'm going to get my manager, I'm going to get the record label's going to support me, and I'm going to get my music out to the world. And that didn't happen. The CD's got hit songs on it, and I still wasn't able to gather the team I was focused on gathering with it. And so I was like, okay. At the same time, I was living in New York at the time. I was looking at California. I was seeing all these like motivational speakers like Tony Robbins and these entrepreneurs like Brendan Burchard. And I'm thinking, you know, they're kind of like the new rock stars. And I was observing their events and things, and I was thinking, you know, I could bring music into their world, make it more powerful, more engaging. And so I started studying these marketers and these entrepreneurs, and one of them said, you know, you need your signature speech, your signature brand. And I thought, wow, they should have their signature song. And so I started writing songs for speakers and entrepreneurs. And so to me, it's like creating a whole new way. And that's just what I do. Like, I'm just going to create this whole new world.
I love that. I love that. And let me pause here because I really want to define the formula that you picked up on. You studied successful people, number one.
Right.
Number two, you saw that there was a formula that made them successful. Number three, you identified, well, what's unique about me that I can bring out to the world in my own expression, and that is simply by creating a signature song. I absolutely love that formula.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's really powerful. And so since then, and since that vision, that's what I've been doing. I've been writing for speakers and entrepreneurs. I've been the music director for an event called Imagination IQ by this guy, Dan Fowler, who goes by the Imagination Engineer. And so I just performed it, Tanya Warding's, her Manifesting Magic event. And so here I am, this motivational rock star, showing up to these entrepreneurs and bringing rock and roll into their world and then writing their hit song as well. So it's really cool. I never thought I would be writing other people's songs like speakers and companies, but I really enjoy it because you're not a product, you're a soul. And so when I write your song, I don't write it for you, I write it with you. And it's really powerful. I take your words and who you are, and that goes into your song.
I love that. I think that is so cool. And I know we had talked about this before we started the show. If you feel inspired to play something for the audience, maybe just a couple of bars.
Yeah, well, I got my guitar here. What should it be? Should it be a signature song of one of my clients? Should it just be one of my regular songs? What do you want?
Whatever inspires you the most. Maybe one of your songs that you wrote for someone.
Yeah, well, Dan Fowler, if you guys look up Imagination IQ and put in my name, Fizz, when you're done with the interview and everything, anyone watching, you should be able to find a video. And so he does these events, helps people monetize their dreams into reality using their imagination, and it's very fun. He has like blow up dice and couches, and it's just this very fun event. So his song is very more of like this very popish fun. And he goes, so I'm gonna try and remember it. Try to pick. We invite you on a journey. Here's a roadmap. This is going to change your life and experience to manifest here. Imagination IQ. Imagination IQ. And so that's his song. He's in it. It rocks.
Very cool.
Yeah, his song's playing on the speakers and everyone's getting into it, and yeah, it's fun.
I love that. I think about songs and how powerful they are. I have to share this story. And some of my followers know this, but when I was in one of my darkest moments in my business, everything was falling apart. At the time I was living with a boyfriend. He kicked me out in the middle of the night and I had no place to go. I had to find a complete stranger to live with on Craigslist. And
Wow.
so I devoted myself for the next couple of months just to focus on my mindset, focus on my business, and make things happen. And what truly inspired me, and this is what really speaks to, you helping people ignite, their vision with your song, is that I was listening to this song by Journey, Don't Stop Believing, just a small town girl.
Yeah.
A lonely world. And I heard that song and I'm like, okay, this is inspiring. And so what I did is I listened to that song every single day. I mean, I must have, added an extra million to the YouTube numbers, but it was so inspiring to me. It gave me the inertia to believe in myself, to believe that I could do this, to not stop my dream, that I had something, to really give the world. And fast forward, it was a couple months from that time listening to that song over and over again, where my business totally took off. It was, this was years ago. And I was so inspired. I thought in the moment, where does Steve Perry live? So I Googled, because I'm like, I want to tell him how amazing this song was for me. So I Googled, like, where does Steve Perry live? And I found he lived in Del Mar, California. And I'm like, okay, what are the chances? I'm in, Seattle. I'm not going to be able to connect with him. And I'm like, whatever. So here's the interesting part. I go back to work and I'm like, yeah, whatever, maybe sometime I'll meet him. And I get an email out of the blue. It was literally 4 hours later that said, I have just won a 2-night stay to a resort in Del Mar, California. It was called La Aubergine. And I thought, this is crazy. Is this a sign from the universe? And I went there and I had an amazing time. I never met Steve Perry. So if you have connections, I always say never say never. It was just so the reason why I want to share that story with you and everyone that's listening and watching is that what you're doing and what you're demonstrating, there's so much power in words in a song that just resonates in your soul to believe that you can do something.
Big time. And that's, again, what I talk about in this book. And I teach a music visioning technique. It's like visioning on turbo boost. If you use music properly, really stir up the emotions, really get the feelings of what you're desiring. And I have a song on my CD called This Is It. I'll just play you a little clip thing.
I was going to say, play a little bit. Absolutely.
Just so you hear what it sounds like. Because, I played something on the acoustic, but I have this whole... That I'm gone. This is it. This is life. And I know that I'm gonna make it through. Gonna give everything, and that's all that I can do. Here and now, as I am, as I sing this song for you. Tomorrow leads today. The past is gone away. And this I know is true.
Very cool.
This is it. Gonna take a chance. This is it. Maybe 5 more minutes. This is it. It's a brand new attitude. So, very inspirational, inspiring, and I actually made a video for this song, and I didn't do it intentionally. I was thinking, wow, I was watching somebody on making a picture slideshow of their vision board, and I thought, what a great idea. And I thought, wow, I can put my song to this picture slideshow. And then I thought, wow, I actually have video footage of me performing This Is It. So I wound up making this video of my vision board brought to life. So for those of you that would like to see that, if you Google This Is It and put in Fizz, F-I-Z, you should come across my original song, This Is It, and you'll see the video I made. Bob Proctor's in it. Bob Proctor's a Fizz fan. I've gone performed for him. I kind of mentioned in this book too. It's like if Napoleon Hill was a rock star, he would have wrote a book similar to this.
I love it. I think that's so great. And again, I just want to highlight, you're doing something that is inspiring to you. You have a clear mission and vision and purpose, and you really found this extraordinary formula that works for you because it's unique and, it is fingerprint specific. And I love that. So what can you tell our listeners and viewers out there that have a big dream, but they feel that, I keep getting these roadblocks in my way, and they keep second guessing themselves. What words of advice would you give to those people?
Well, first thing I want to say is your dream should be so big that your dream in itself should be so big that it drives you through whatever roadblocks are set in your path. That's number one. That's the easiest way to just simplify it and the bigger your dream and the more it's connected with being of service to others, the better off you are. I've always had the visions of being the rock star, but it was always connected with helping children and helping the world. And because of that, the universe is conspiring to help me bring that to the world. And so I've been on News 12 Long Island. You guys can Google that. If you Google Fizz, F-I-Z, News 12, you'll see me on the news with the children. They did a whole segment of me with my work with music, the healing power of music. So your dream should be so big that that dream in itself is so big and beautiful and beneficial for all, that even with no matter how big the obstacles are, the dream is bigger and the mission is bigger. I don't even say the dream, it's like your mission, your soul purpose, which I talk about in the book. And if you don't know what your soul purpose is, you need to buy this book, and don't waste thousands of dollars going to college when you're going for the wrong things. That's not even who you are and what you're here to do. Save yourself a lot of time and money. Buy my book. It's less than $20. And I'll also email you my CD for free. I don't know.
Awesome. That's so great. I really appreciate that. And before we go today, I know you have a special offer for people that are watching or listening about creating their own signature song for their event, for any of their promotional material. So can you tell us just briefly a little bit about that? And we've got the link below in this video. If you're listening to iTunes, it's in the show notes.
Yeah, so signature songs, as you know, I write songs for speakers and companies, and so you have your song when you're walking on stage and it really connects with your audience. So the offer is, there's a few different offers. I have a few different packages. My top package is with my whole team, with the Grammy Award-winning producer, and then I have a mid package, which is my gold package, where I write your song with you and record everything, and you have your song in audio with the lyrics and without the lyrics. So I'm going to send you the link, and there will be a detailed information on what each package offers.
Awesome. Well, Fiz, thank you so much for sharing your journey and your formula for fabulous living.
Thank you for having me on, Heather.
Oh, my pleasure. And if you could just kind of play us off, and
okay,
I think everyone will love that.
All right. What's the name of your show?
La Dolce Vita, the formula for fabulous living.
So let's I don't know, see if I can write something on.
Just come up with
Fabulous living, yeah. Fabulous living, real characteristics. With Heather and friends.
Woohoo! I love it. And that, folks, is a wrap. We're out of here. We're going to work on our own formula for fabulous living, and I suggest you do the same. Until next time, this is Heather Picken, hoping for you to find your formula for fabulous living. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. So if you found this show to be fabulous, please share with your fabulous friends, rate, review, and subscribe on YouTube and iTunes. And I'll make sure I take a beatbox lesson, right? Or give my little chihuahua a bone. That's me. Fabulous.